Okay. How many of you have sensed that your prayer life has now become more easy? How many of you felt before 1 hour was difficult, but now 1 hour goes by very fast? Wave your hands. Okay. So one of the responsibilities that you have right now is that when God gives you the grace that now you're able to pray for an hour, and before you could not pray for an hour. Now please don't pray for an hour anymore. You have to increase it. How many of you understanding what I'm saying? If grace is given to you, don't be stuck with 1 hour. You have to multiply it. If you feel like praying, before you couldn't feel like praying, but now you rise up and you feel like praying. And so you have to then know that, hey, I cannot just limit myself to the 1 hour of prayer. I have to take more time with the Lord, spend more time with the Lord. Because remember, draw near when He is found. How do we avoid losing the nearness of God? How do we avoid losing the nearness of God? It's a very important question that we need to ask. How do we avoid losing the nearness of God? Because if the Bible says, draw near to me while I am found, draw near to Him. There is a season of drawing. That's what we learned from Isaiah on Sunday. So the question is, how can I maintain this nearness? I don't want to lose this nearness. How many of you desire that? How many of you say, even if the services here come to an end, Lord, don't let the services stop in my heart. Because you're not coming for a man, you're coming for... How do you know whether you're coming for a man or not? Even if the man is not here, you are here because you came for Jesus. Okay? The Lord used me to introduce you to Jesus, not to myself. The Lord gave me grace to teach you principles that make you fall in love with Jesus all over again. So never confuse one for another. How many of you understanding what I'm saying? I understand it is normal for us to have a point of attention, a point that we all like to have, a symbol, a sign, something that is tangible, that will remind us of loving Jesus. But when that becomes the sole attention, if that is removed and your heart is shaken, then you know that your eyes was never on Jesus in the first place. Because all our lives, we've poured ourselves out, not to become superstars. We've poured ourselves out day in and day out, so that you might meet the lover of our soul, and His name is Jesus.
Distance is not a barrier to God. ReviveNations.tv is now open to live participation to our services.